Alright, now let's talk to Grahatia. The Coming Dawn would be the last quest for Endwalker. Well, I dare say we now have a fair grasp of Wuk Lamat's situation regarding her succession to the throne. Still, you've been afforded time to consider her invitation. Why not use it to learn more about Thrall? No Morang is bound to have some information on the continent. Well, it certainly wouldn't hurt to be more informed, that is true. Just the thought of burying myself in the book is making me sleepy, goddammit. That is true, I'm the kind of person who doesn't like delving deep into books. Granted, I should be doing that more often, but I don't know. Maybe... Although, I do like the first option because, one, it certainly wouldn't hurt to be more informed of our destination, given the fact I might be swayed to my decision after looking more about Thrall. Quite right. Not only it will help us make an informed decision, but if you would choose to go, you'll be better to prepare for what awaits, right? Come, my friend. Let us be off to the archives. Alright, onward to the archives. So, where is that exactly? Oh, it's right there, okay. I think I know where I'm going. And there's Pudding Way. I wonder if he liked his vacation on my island sanctuary where there was no pudding available for him. Okay, let's try this blue cover book. The origins of the blue magic can be traced back to the exotic practice of the Welkali, a tribe in the distant continent of Thrall. Oh, that's interesting. I forgot that the ancestry of the blue mage was in Thrall, of all places. The tribe holds nature in the highest, and in seeking to cultivate a spiritual connection with it, they have learned to harness the power of the wildlife around them. In exchange for teaching them in the common tongue, I was admitted to live among them and train in their ways. Those days were the most grueling, I remember, but they were tremendously rewarding. For instance, I have the privilege of visiting Lupis Canyon, the tribe's sacred grounds. It is named with a cellular deposit that swells up to the surface and turning the entire canyon in a brilliant blue. Underlying a shaman watchful eye, I finally managed to master the Welkali art and make the animal powers my own. As no name existed in the common tongue, I took the liberty of naming it Blue Magic. The reason I chose this color, as you will have doubtfully gleaned, it is the significance to hold with the Welkali. I cannot think any name more fitting to honor the people who in which this notable magic was born. Who would have thought that the birthplace of blue magic was Thrall, of all places? Well, granted, I think it was mentioned during the quest line for the Blue Mage quest. Alright, let's try this bookshelf. It is impossible to adequately discuss Illyrian cuisine without speaking of the land of which many of our modern staples hail, the far western continent of Thrall. Oh, so you're telling me that blue magic and the western culinary arts came from Thrall? Very interesting. Orgray pumpkins, ruby tomatoes, and even the umbronchus potatoes. These crops are even more directly grace Eurasian dining tables, trace their origins to the New World, as the place is known to most. The tale of this culinary imagination began in the year of 1498 of the 6th Astral Era, when a Liminsian sailor named Katamarian successfully traversed the Igno Deep to arrive at the therefore unknown continent. Kataman spent several moons exploring the island, in the course of which he encountered a denizens of spewing nations of Mononja. He was even granted an audience with their supreme leader, whose competence he won along with permission to roam freely. Kataman would return to Thrall several times, but during his first expedition, he charted the land and gathered myriad roots vegetables, and seeds to bring back to Limsa Luminsa. The most notable of these was the potato, which eased the cultivation and nurture value, so it quickly spread of all corners of Yorza. Produce was far from the only bounty of Catamin's expedition to Tyrol. Many tantalizing recipes such as the bean-filled burrito and the gripping legends of such of the Golden City reached the shores by the way of his ship. Those outside of Catamin's circle, Tyrol largely remained shrouded in mystery, yet its influence in our cuisine cannot be overstated. Many scholars, myself included, would relish the chance to immerse themselves in this culinary culture of that faraway continent. Oh, okay. So, Blue Mage, culinary cuisine, been inspired by Tyrol. Like, what else?
I don't know, like maybe a helicarrier from the Marvel series, maybe?
I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case. Alright, so hold this other tome. Every land has given rise to unique wildlife, and the continent of Tyrol is no exception. Yet, while some of our creatures have become a familiar sight in Yorza, many and many more exist that are rarely seen this side of the Ingano Deep. This tome introduced a select variety of species as described in the Testimony of Sailors and Adventurers. Alpaca, accustomed to Tyrol's craggy mountain ranges. This four-legged beastskin has been domesticated for seemingly hundreds, if not thousands of years. Really, they introduced the alpaca? Well, granted, it was shown during one of the live letters for Final Fantasy XIV, so it's kind of nice we have an alpaca in 14 now. Their soft, white furs is highly praised by weavers, while their strong legs and sure-footedness makes them capable beasts of burden. More ways than one. Wyvre, or Wyvre? This ferocious skill is native to the denizens jungle of Tyrol. These one jaw have success in taming them and utilizing their prodigious strength for manual labor. Given their immense size and power, it should come to no surprise that the wyvern is also employed as a siege beast. Enemy fortification cannot long withstand this horned brute's rampage. Finally, Garmagdaga. Tyrol's folklore holds this bird-like creature in its mightiest of beasts, and the very embodiment of nature's power. Wherever it exists beyond myth, however, is uncertain. Okay, so we have unique birds, including a alpaca, which I'm still surprised they have that in 14. Alright, so what is this last one? Is it about airships? Or about like the Wild Wild West in Dawn Trail? Let's begin by comparing the geographical characteristics of the three great continents of Tyrol. The former stretches from the east to the west, and lies entirely within the northern hemisphere.
In contrast, the latter extends to the far reaches of both northern and southern hemisphere, and the difference immediately presents itself in the form of a climate variance.
Shift in climate tends to be gentler when moving from east to west, but harsher when moving from north to south. Owing this fact, longitude migration is far more common in history, where it has been by men, animals, or plants. A case in point is the Allegans, who rose to power in the Andalan before advancing east to Isambard. Their movement would be mirrored thousands of years later by the Garonians. Meanwhile, although the desperate tribes of Tyrol waged war with one another for generations, steamed by climate, none could make any great headway north or south. Tribes hailing from the frozen land withered beneath the desert sun, while those thriving in open lands could not pierce dense jungle. Such was the way of it, until the leader of Moja succeeded in bringing the continent under one banner. Given the land's divided history and the reason thereof, one cannot help but be in awe of this feat. Truly, it is a testament of the Artak greatness. Having paused a wide selection of books relating to Tyrol, you are somewhat better informed of your potential destination. Gratia will be eager to know what you have discovered. Should you visit this book reading? Yeah, okay. If I want to read this book, I always can come back here. Alright, let's talk to Graha now. Alright, Gra, I'm back. So I've read about a dozen information about the alpaca, the food cuisines have been inspired by Toral and whatnot. Very interesting stuff. Scores the library to your satisfaction, have you? Excellent.
While there's a few books wholly dedicated to the subject of Toral, I dare say you have found tidbits of useful information scattered here and here. Well, if you say so, Graha.
But come with me, Artorias. Let us continue this outside. The Marmans do not take kindly to chatter, so to speak.
Well, they could easily make exception for us, since you know I'm the warrior light, I save duds in the world, so they could easily make exception for my case.
Now then, I'm quite keen to hear of your honest impression. I couldn't help but notice that you read every same book of the cuisine. I was pleasantly surprised to find the reference of Thrall within. Among them, did anything in particular pique your interest? I was thinking of the tale of Catan, Potatoes, the Legend of the City of Gold.
Well, Gra, I was rather taken with the tale of Catamaran.
Ah yes, the round-limbed Limited explorer who traversed the ink of the deep and discovered the unknown west. As his competence didn't end there, he traveled around extensively and even forged a friendship with the Dawn Servant. Exactly, Artorias. If we be able to meet Kataraman, what things we could learn. At last, all this happened nigh 40 years ago, and he may no longer be alive to tell his tale. Although he could have, descendants to continue on the legacy of the tale.
But, moving on, do you perchance to learn aught about the fauna of Thrall? Given your adventuring background, I expect the topic would be an interest to you.
Vice Villa Marana. Actually, I'm kinda interested about the alpacas. Ah yes, the alpaca. In addition of serving as beasts of burden, they provide clothing for people by the way of their lush fleece, of course. They are especially prized by the mountain tribes, who hold certain rare specimens sacred.
Oh, do they now? I thought I heard a familiar voice.
Oh, hi Elise. Hi Aphanon. Good to see you too.
Well, fancy meeting the two of you here.
Yeah, exactly. Well. Have some research of your own, do you? We hope to arm ourselves with knowledge that befit the Garlean people. Having forged a new trade agreement with Rasahan, they will now look to foster relations with other nations. This includes former imperial provinces. In view of this, we hope to find hints in history on how neighbors of different races and ideology might engage with one another. But enough about us. What of the two of you? What endeavor brings you here today?
Well, about that, Alphanon, I was asked by Wuk Lamat to help her in her right to succession to the throne, so with the help of Gratia, we scoured the library for more information regarding Thrall to help me give me a better insight regarding of whether or not I really want to help her to the right of succession.
A nation comprised of desperate people of Thrall? I dare say, sister, this is precisely the kind of example we seek. We do well to read up in Thrall ourselves. Exactly, brother. The contest! Is Taurus the only one allowed to help Wuk Lamat? Well, I have to say, there's no mention of such restriction as I recall. On the contrary, Wuk Lamat gave us the impression that she could have several champions if need be.
Interesting.
I think I know how to make the most of our repertoire. Follow me, Aphanon. We have planning to do. Alice, wait!
To it seem our plans have changed. If you excuse me. Goddamn NSA, we're talking about this.
Well, Alistair and Alfred could never rest on their laurels. Well, in any case, come, let us return to the annex. Sure thing, Graha. Well, I got enough information that I can give myself to decide whether or not to help Lamonte with her succession to the throne. Alright, back to the annex. Alright, Garha, what do you have in store for us? It would be nice if there were stars in the sky, so what's in your mind, Graha?
いや、いろいろ聞いたり調べたりしたが、肝心なことを聞いてなかったと思ってさ。
I can't help. Well, Graha, I have the exact same feeling. She hasn't given us the full story on why she's so desperate to ascend to the throne. She must have her reasons.
ウクラマトの助っ人になるって話、受けるのか?
Well, it is very tempting to accept her offer, given the fact all the stuff we learned from Thrall, like, you know, the origin of Blue Mage, the cuisines, the alpaca, and of course we can't forget the Golden City as well. So, with all that said, I'm most likely going to accept her offer.
But then again, she traveled from her homeland all the way here to ask aid from me directly, so with that said,
I never say no to a new adventure. I'm still undecided, to be honest. I am not involved in politics. Well, I do like to save the first one and never say no to a new adventure, but I'm still undecided, to be honest, given the fact that we still don't know why she is asking us to be her champion. I'm still undecided, to be honest, Graha, about all of this, especially on being her champion, all.
まあ、そうだよな。気軽に乗り込める場所じゃないし、継承の儀に関わるべきかどうかも判
The
断が難
political
しい。
struggle in a foreign land, that is.
ならさ、行ってみて決めればいいんじゃないか。
We could do that.
現地を見て、人々と触れ合って。そしたら、あんたはきっと進むべき道を見つけるよ。
Yeah, surely with that, I can probably find a way forward.
冒険者ってそういうものだろ。
Oh, that is true. That's what adventurers do.
ah, I really appreciate that one, Graha.
トライオラは遠い。大書院にさえ大した記録がないようなほとんど未知の国だ。あんたがそこで何を見て聞いて感じて考えるのか。想像するだけでなんだか俺までワクワクする。
Ah, the fiery spirit that burns deep within Graham really wants to go to the new world to experience all the new wonders it holds.
Well, you're not the only one, Graha. I'm excited for this brand new adventure as well.
生きていく。それが人の答えだとして、あんたは自分の旅路に何を見つけるんだろう。
There's no telling what will wait for us on the long road ahead.
それまで好きに歩いてみればいい。 旅の終わりは明日への一歩。道はまだ続いてるんだからさ。
Exactly, Gra. We arrive at one end, but we step forward into another beginning.
そうだ、それなら俺アゴラに寄ってから帰るよ。先にバルデシオン文館に入っててくれ。
Well, okay, but don't take too long, Graha.
But why does he need to go to Agoria of all places? Unless there's something he needs to acquire there? Well, whatever it is, we'll soon find out once we meet up with everyone later. And with that said, a brand new world in Tural. Can't wait. And what are you doing over there, Tancred, grimming about?
Thank you guys for watching this recording session on Fantasy XIV Endwalker, main MSQ for 6.1 and onwards. If you have any comments, you can put them down below the video as well. If you like this video, please click the like button. It's very much appreciated. And if you're curious for future uploads in the near future on my YouTube channel, you can give them a look. And if you like the content that's been uploaded there, you can probably subscribe. If not, that's also right. But if you're going to, don't forget to click that bell icon to get notified for new videos that get uploaded on my YouTube channel. And of course, I have 3 projects which are going on with my channel, which are of course Fantasy XIV Grey, Trial of MSQ Rockets, Jump Because Minions Bounce, and secondly, which will be of course FGONA for the Lost Spell 3 to 4, probably 6 down the line, the event quests, the role videos, and the challenge quests, which are slowly but surely coming to my channel. And lastly, to say the least, which will be Fire Emblem Three Houses. I can't wait to get back to playing Fire Emblem. And with that, this has been Ravensleep 45. Take care, stay safe, and have a pleasant Final Fantasy XIV day.